Hello, welcome to September. I'm thrilled to be bringing this video to you. The energy of September is such a wild one that I have to dedicate an entire video to it. So strap yourselves in, not only to this video, but to this whole month. It is the beginning of something and the ending of something. It's a big one. It's a big one. Take it from me. Okay. I've had a lot of people inbox me, a lot of people email me, a lot of people DM me, um, asking me about September. It's a 9 year. September's the ninth month. What does this mean? So you asked, and here I am delivering. This video is all for you. I've set an intention to express to you clarity, love, grounding, also to deliver a message to you all that is the message that you need right now in your life to help you move through and navigate the energy of at least this month. I also want to talk about the We Said No conference that I'm hosting this month. I'm gonna get that out soon. I'm so excited about it. And let's see what else. Let's see what else channels through. All right, so let's get into it. I want to start off by reminding you all about the energy of 2025, right? Not that I need to, because it's been one heck of a year, has it not? Like, it has been such a wild ride this year. And as we came into September, even towards the end of August, the energy started shifting, and it's like most of the energy of the year this year has been like a downward pull energy, like a regurgitation, like we're bringing things up, we're resurfacing stuff. It's like drudging through the past, our traumas, our emotions, and all of this stuff, and like we're bringing it all up to the surface. I mean, how many of us know someone who knows someone who's either become like incredibly ill this year, has died this year, has a relationship that's broken down this year, has lost jobs this year? Like, this is the flavor of this nine energy. It's intense. The nine is the true healing number, the true healing energy. And so, what this means is that it is a gigantic light, floodlight even, that only lights up what is not healed, what is not dealt with, what's been shelved, what's been swept under the rug, you know. The intention of this energy is to bring things to completion, to break the cycle, right? Whether it's generationally, whether it's just within your world, whether it's a habit you've gotten into, the intention of this nine is to break that cycle, cause transformation, transmute that energy, and bring healing so that we can walk into the new cycle, the one energy that comes after the nine. We can move into that new cycle with the trauma, the baggage, the stuff dealt with, transmuted, and we take with us the power, the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom that we've gained, right? So that is the true intention. And so how this works, right? How the natural cycling of these numbers, of these energies works is that when we're under a one energy, there's going to be one is at the beginning of the cycle, right? Everything starts at the beginning of the cycle. So there's going to be a lot of new beginnings. For example, really good and easy example is like we give birth, we have a new baby under that one energy. And people talk about the bubble when you have a new baby, right? And so the world happens outside of this bubble of this new beginning. The world still happens. Chaos still happens. Family drama still happens. Work drama still happens. But it's outside of your bubble. And the one energy that you're being pulled by is also pulling for you to focus focus and be selfish on this new beginning. So all this other stuff that happens still impacts us, still needs to be dealt with, but not right now. The energy's literally, we've just got this thing to focus on, and that's that, right? So this gets shelved, appropriately gets shelved. Okay. And the same thing happens when then we transition into the two energy, right? You're going to be focusing on your relationships, whether you start a new one or, you know, toxicity in your relationship gets brought to the surface and you've got that to work through. Everything in your life is going to be focusing around relationships. That's just one example. The two energy could mean many different things, but one example is relationships, right? And the same thing, stuff happens outside of that. You don't have the capacity for it, both energetically, but also within yourself, within your world. So that stuff that happens outside of it gets shelved, appropriately gets shelved. This happens all the way through the cycle, through the threes, the fours, five, six, seven, eight. And by the time we get to the nine, all of those things that was appropriately shelved gets highlighted. Now is our opportunity to work through that. That's the point. That's the intention of this nine energy. We're constantly creating and building XP, right? Experience. And so what we really, really want is we want to bring that XP into the new cycle with us so that it becomes a building of our power, a building of our gifts, a building of our ability, our capacities, our resilience, our strength, right? We continue to advance ourselves and build upon this goodness, this good stuff, the good stuff, right? And so that's why the nine energy wants you to focus. It highlights the stuff that you haven't dealt with. Now, the thing that happens in the way that the powers that be, right, use this and manipulate this is that they invert everything. So if the intention is to bring healing, then the inversion of that is to create trauma, is to, keep the trauma alive, so to speak. So this is part of the reason why 2025 has been a wildfire of a year, because there's just been attacks from so many different angles, so many different agendas being played out, war breaking out, digital IDs, all of these different angles. There's more taxes now, like it's just every angle we're getting pulled and stretched. And so, what that does is not only keep us in this state of trauma, but it also keeps us distracted so that we don't have the time or energy. We're too busy putting out all these spot fires in all these different directions. We don't have the energy or focus or capacity to actually deal with the stuff that's surfacing from the last 9-year cycle, right? Which then means that instead of taking the XP, the power of and the wisdom of everything we've learned over the last 9 years, because just think about the last 9 years of your life and how much you have evolved in your consciousness, in your awareness, in your own self. Like, think about the things that matter to you now that 9 years ago didn't matter to you. So the last cycle has truly been a pivotal and very monumental cycle. And so many of us have been pulled in the same kind of direction. Think of the people that you hold dearest to you in your life now that you didn't know 9 years ago, right? So this 9-year cycle has been a massive, massive one, hugely transformational and transformative on so many levels, right? So instead of taking the XP, instead of taking just the wisdom and the power from the cycle, we take with us the trauma, the stuff that's not healed, the stuff that's not dealt with. We take that with us into the new cycle, and then it compounds. And this is where cycles just repeat themselves, circumstances, relationships. You might have ended a relationship in this cycle, but then you attract basically the same relationship because that energetic blueprint underneath hasn't been dealt with, hasn't been healed, hasn't been transformed, hasn't been brought to an end, right? So we keep attracting to us more intense versions of the original trauma or whatever it is, right? It's just like it's cyclical and it repeats just like a child when they want your attention. They're going to repeat themselves over and over and over again. If you don't give them attention, they're going to get louder. They're eventually going to start screaming. They're going to get more intense. And then eventually they might start throwing things. They might start acting out, right? This is what happens. People are like, why do I keep attracting the same guy or the same job or the same da 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 da? It's not a circumstance. There's an energetic line underneath that of trauma or something happened. And that's what keeps repeating. The circumstances get louder, get more intense. They start screaming, start throwing things, right? Until we stop, we breathe, and we face it and we deal with it and we walk through that experience and we transmute it and heal it. Okay, so this 9 year, yes, it's been very intense, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity to deal with the things that I'd been tolerating, that I had shelved, right? So that I can start with a clean blank canvas as much as possible, you know. Um, so, so what does this then mean coming into September? And there are three specific dates in September I want you to note down. Okay, this is very important. So, firstly, the entire month of September, because we're under a 9 for 2025, right? It means that this year, every month this year is a true reset. And what I mean by that is because of the way that we calculate in numerology, the universal year being a 9, it means when you apply that 9 energy to each month, that month it also reflects the energy. So, for example, January is the first month, and energetically, it was also a one energy month. Same with February, and it's the same every single day. And this only happens once every 9 years. Okay. So this is what makes this year very special. It's a year of a true reset. Okay. The thing about the nines is that it is energy, it is frequency. And so if you think about each number like its own channel on a radio station, the nines are the frequency that they all operate on. So the nines, because they are energy and frequency and they exist to heal and transmute, what that means is that a nine can take an unhealed one energy and transmute it and send it back out as healed one energy. You can do that with all the numbers. Each number has its own special capacity for healing. For example, twos are love. Love is a very healing frequency, but it's specific to twos. It operates within the bandwidth of this love, and that's what it's got. But the nines are the true healers because they can literally heal any number, any energy. They will transmute anything unhealed into its healed version of itself, right? So every month, every day this year, the energy behind reflects the number that it is, right? So today, the date, it's 444 right in this very moment. Isn't that interesting? So today, the day that I'm filming this is the 6th of September. Okay. And so what that means is that energetically today, it is also a six energy. Like I said, and September is a nine energy month, and it's also the ninth month. Okay. Um, so that only happens once every 9 years. This is what makes literally every single day, every single month, and the whole year of 2025 an opportunity to literally heal and reset. It's magical. Okay. I really want to talk about September. And as I talk about September, before I get into the three dates that I need you to note down and make specific plans around. Um, I want you to know that every September this occurs, but the energy is different. So for example, last year, 2024, was an 8 universal year. Okay. So an 8 universal year, 2 + 2 + 4 is 8. Okay. So September, every September, whatever the universal energy is, September is double that, right? So if it's an 8 universal year, then September was an 8 universal month, universal energy month. So you see how it's the ninth month, but the energy behind it was different. And this is why, if you recall, I was shouting from the rooftops as much as I possibly can about this Lionsgate energy that went freaking, that was so hyped and went viral last year because people were like, oh, it's an 8 universal year. And we're in the eighth month, and it's the eighth day. And they were screaming everywhere. Everyone on any kind of platform was screaming about this Lionsgate portal being a 888 energy. The truth is, it wasn't at all. Yes, it was an 8 universal year, but the energy behind August was actually a 7. It was a 7 energy. And the energy behind the 8th of August was a 6. So it was it was an 8, 7, 6. There's no triple energy there at all. Not even a little bit. And in fact, if you recall and go back to that day, the energy that you would think would be occurring on a 888 energy would be like this ambitious momentum type building, high vibrational, out there, extrovert-ish, type energy. But it was not. It was a very introspective, very like time to go within, you know, sensitive, very, very, very sensitive energy and spiritual, asking why and questioning things. So it wasn't at all the 888 energy, but in September, what's really powerful about September, and this happens every year, September will not only be a double of the universal energy. So September last year, universal 8 for the year. September was universal 8 for September as well. So it's a double, double that energy. Now, this year, because it's a universal 9 year, September then means that it is for the whole month of September, that is a double 9 energy. Okay. It's so intense. Nines are so intense. So intense. Um, and so that means that over the course, I mean, we not only have this in the numerology, but we've got, you know, it's like eclipse season. Pluto's like jumped back into Pisces real quick. Like, this is a freaking intense month energetically. So you're going to be feeling it. And the 9 is very much like crown chakra. So you're going to be feeling it up here. You're going to be having some up in the top region of your body sphere system. Okay. Um, So the whole month of September, what can you expect? It's going to be mayhem in a lot of ways. Mayhem, like a quiet mayhem. They have been you like collectively at a larger scale, we've had wars and things break out. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a call to the end of the war or something major happens in that regard, whether it's a call to an end or someone one side does something absolutely crazy, you know what I mean, that just blows things up. Um, so keep an eye out on it. September, given that it's a double 9 energy, what they like to do when the 9 energy is around and how they like to use it is to use it to harvest energy, to energy harvest. Okay, because we are open, we're vulnerable, we're receptive. It's like I don't know if you're already feeling the heightened sensitivity of this month. Like I'm feeling quite tender. Could be to do with the blood moon eclipse that's about to happen or that's building at the moment, but it's honestly just going to be a whole combination of all of it. So, we're in a super tender space right now. There's things being brought up to the surface, emotion that we've held on to, the past traumas or situations that we think we've healed from are going to be brought up again this month. Brought up. It's like, sorry, you didn't see it from this angle. You know what I mean? Um, but the nine is a masculine energy, and the masculine is an external energy. It is an external action taking energy. So you're going to feel the ambition of this energy, but it's going to be focused towards getting things resolved for yourself, both to do with your healing journey, um, any personal areas of your life, relationships, work, etc., etc. It's like the ambition to get it sorted, to tie up those loose ends, to just move through it. You're going to have that capacity this month. Okay. Expect a rollout. Expect a rollout this month with the agendas of the different versions of the agendas. I think Mother Earth herself is going to start to really ramp up. I'll be doing a whole video in 2026, but I'm seeing that Mother Earth is going to be like, she's going to start really speaking to us. I'm seeing so much. And I don't know if it's just because of the algorithm, because I'm just seeing and, in this realm where I'm seeing more of it now, or if it is just it is happening more, where there are more natural disasters occurring, right? There's more earthquakes and floodings and like this is happening, so she's like getting ready, she's pumping up, and I'm feeling it, like the ocean is loud, you know what I mean? So yeah, just have an awareness of that. You're going to be, as Mother Earth actually starts speaking more and starts expressing herself, you're going to feel that in your system big time. Okay, keep an eye on the KP index over this month. The Schumann resonance, this is going to skyrocket. I just know it. It's going to. It's probably going to reach its like some heights this month because the energy is already so heightened. That is the nines. People who have nine energy get overstimulated and overwhelmed very quickly energetically. It's very, very energetically sensitive, this energy, right? So, just as an example, if you have nine energy, going to the supermarket is overwhelming. Going to any high populous place is overwhelming. This is the nine is organic frequency, it's organic energy. So anything synthetic is going to mess with the system of the person that has the nine energy. Now, being under a double nine, that's going to be exacerbated, right? So any synthetic energy, any inauthentic energy that exists in your realm, it's going to become intolerable. Nines are so intense, right? This can be if you have stored rage, anger, like internal anger, you're going to feel the storms come to the surface. Okay. So, really give yourself the permission to create a safe space for you to express that rage, get it out. Otherwise, it's going to leak out on the people and the things all around you. Okay. But this is what I mean, like Mother Earth, you're going to feel the rage, the wrath of her. She's going to speak. She will be heard this month. It's kind of like enough is enough type energy, right? You're feeling that enough is enough. We're in the early stages of it. We're still being pulled in. It's like this subtle energy, subtle, tender, like calm before the storm type energy. When it hits, it's going to hit hard, and you are going to want to take yourself away, whether that's out in nature, isolate yourself, whatever it is, just to allow yourself to move through that darkness, move through that rage, move through that anger. Okay, people are going to reveal their true selves this month. Like and they won't even try. It won't be a trying. And it's not as if they're doing anything different. It's just that you will have the eyes to see it and feel it and experience it because it'll be so, the sensitivity of this energy and the organic nature of this energy means anything synthetic, whether it's an intention, etc., that's going to be so freaking obvious, and you will have very little tolerance for it. Okay, so keep an eye out on all these different agendas playing out at the moment that have been playing out in a while. Just keep an eye out for it. Have an awareness that they're going to go for it right this month, um, because a double nine energy is an epic opportunity to cause healing and like once and for all type healing. You know what I mean? You might have been dealing with something, a limiting belief, a blockage in your system somewhere, right? For a really long time. Maybe you've moved lots of things in your life, but there's this one thing that just I can't seem to move. The double nine energy of this month is the most potent energy that you can use to your advantage to deal with, set the intention, create the space, book the session, whatever it is, to get into that thing that you haven't been able to move and like once and for all, move it. The energy is freaking pulling for it, and there will be no resistance in that respect. Okay. So, and under the thing that I've been saying over and over and over again this year with that nine energy, nine universal energy, is invest in your healing. This is the year to do it. Invest in your healing. There is no more rebellious act you could possibly do under a nine energy than investing in your own healing. Why? Because the way that they work is they invert everything. They do not want us to heal. They do not want us to take the raw power, the XP, the wisdom from the last 9 years into the new cycle. They need us. They're banking on us to take the trauma, the fragmentation, the fear into the new cycle, right? So, the number one most rebellious act you could do this year is invest everything in your freaking healing. Now, September, this is the month to go after it, right? They do not want you to heal. They do not want you to heal. So, double down, literally, figuratively, double the freak down on this stuff, okay? It's got, if you've already been on a journey of healing, then this is going to occur regardless of whether you add your intention or not. Okay. It is the things that need to be dealt with are going to be brought to the surface, whether you intend for it or not. You adding your intention makes it more potent and has it be yours, right? And also, it'll be like, I'm doing this, I'm choosing this versus life is happening to me, right? So it's so much more powerful to be in the controlling, in the control, have your hands on the controls of this. Okay. So, so that is throughout the entire month of September. Keep an eye out on the agendas that they're going to play out. Know that the whole intention for why they're pushing these things and like rolling them out is to keep us traumatized, is to distract, is to fragment. Okay. So having this awareness means you can decline. You can give no consent and you focus on yourself, you focus on your own healing. Okay. Now, the three dates that I really need you to write down is the 9th of September, the 18th of September, and the 27th of September. Those 3 days will be a triple nine energy day. Triple nine energy day. And whatever personal energy you are under for 2025, I'm personally under an 8, a 44 8. On each of those days, you will also be under a triple energy for whatever that is. So I will personally be under a triple eight energy on those 3 days. This is why last year I was like, it's not the 8th of the 8th. Last year was an eight universal year. That means September was a double eight energy. And on those 3 dates, the 9th, the 18th, and the 27th, there was 3 times in September where it was a true triple eight energy. Nobody freaking knew about it. No one was talking about it, and everybody missed the opportunity. So listen to me. The opportunity of this month, of those 3 days, the 9th, the 18th, and the 27th, is literally once and for all healing. Once and for all healing. You bring your intention, whatever it is that you know, that block, whatever, whether it's an actual relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a whatever cycle that you have been cycling in and you have not been able to break free of it, this is what to bring to these 3 days. This is why you may want to isolate yourself. You may want to bunker yourself in. You may want to go out in nature, go sit in a ley line somewhere, find a portal space, whatever it is, your intention, this is the time once and for all healing. Okay. Get it sorted, whatever the thing is. Now, you may set the intention of the thing on these days, and you may not notice any difference on those days. But what they are is powerful, focused manifestation days, right? So if you set the intention on those days, you do whatever you need to do, have the session, do the thing, whatever it is on those 3 days, that's what will unfold. That's what you like. You're closing a timeline, and so a new timeline is going to start to occur, but it's going to look like the breaking down of that thing. Does that make sense? It's like whatever the limiting belief is, you set the intention on those 3 days, and then the fallout, the days leading, the weeks leading, months leading after, following after, sorry, will be the destruction of that thing for you. Oh, my puppy's coming. Hi, Lola. Okay, so I wanted, it's really, really, really important to know that and be prepared for that, right? Because it may not be like, okay, I'm doing this on this day, and then it would be setting you up to fail to lead you to believe that it will all happen on this one day. It will be dissolved, and I'm not saying that it won't either. But prepare yourself for the outlay, the outfall of setting that intention, of doing the work, ending the relationship, the job, like whatever it is on those days, there's going to be a fallout from that. And it will happen, that fallout will happen pretty quickly, fairly intensely, but it will be the ending of something. So you have to be ready to receive that. Okay. It will not work. You'll neutralize that intention if you do the work on that on those days and you set those intentions and then you close yourself off from receiving the results of that. So you got to be able to receive the fact that um you're about to no longer live with this thing that you've been living for a really long time. So you need to know that you're someone who is deserving, worthy of living a life free of whatever the thing is for you. That's what I mean by you need to be able to receive this. So it's not just about what the thing is, it's about are you able to receive the kind of life, the version of you, what life will be like being free of this thing. Okay, because if you do all the work and you use this energy to your advantage, and then but you're fundamentally like oh, this will never happen. Or you're desperately gripping on to this thing because it's what's comfortable, it's what's familiar, it's what you know, then it's going to neutralize it and probably exacerbate it to a degree. So you must be ready to receive this. You must be ready to receive the version of you, the version of your life that is free from this thing, truly free from it. This is once and for all healing. This doesn't come back after this. Okay, just think about all the versions of your identity or the pieces of it that are wrapped up in whatever this thing is for you. Once and for all healing. Okay, so the 9th, the 18th, and the 27th. Now, I recommend staying off the roads on those days simply because the energy is high. People are crazy, and it's like, it's chaotic, hypersensitive energy. It's a violent energy. It's a ragey type energy, you know. So people are going to be very heightened on edge, and road ragey and, just like, insanity, kind of like how I am the days leading up to my cycle starting, right? Where I'm just like I'm in this luteal phase and I'm just like, I just want to cause destruction upon every person that breathes in my direction. How dare they? So it's this kind of insane rage, chaos, out of control, out of body experience level, static, like electricity type energy. So stay off the roads. Okay. Um, all right. So let me think. All right. So I hope that was very helpful for you. If you have any questions about that, or if you want personal advice on the energies for you over September, then check out my website. You can book a one-to-one with me and like a 1 hour session, and we can really unpack that. Or if there are things for you that have been brought up just from this video about, the thing that you've been living with or the cycle that needs breaking, you feel like you need some support around that, then absolutely my availability is open. Just head to the website and pick 1 hour follow-up session with me and we can get into it, right? Um, my healings lately have become insanely potent because of what I've been personally moving through this year, both in my active reality, like my relationship having broken down and having to go through the process of reclaiming and rediscovering my own voice and my own power. And, through that process, I'm having to actually see just how much of myself I allowed to be stolen away from me, taken away from me. And now it's like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm reclaiming what is mine. But in the alchemization of the healing of that, it's like it's not only reclaiming what's mine, but it's also like the potency is magnified. It's like intensified. It's become more refined in a crazy way, but then also with my own healing from my own childhood trauma that's just ramped up. This month, I've already moved through 2 or 3 different like really intense flashbacks and reliving and memory retrieval and already it's only the bloody 6th day of this month. Um, so it's potent. It's absolutely potent. Not my healings lately have become really potent. So if there is something there for you that you want moving through, there's also the option of a more like consciousness healing that I've been doing, which is a longer, that's a proper healing session. It's like 2 to 3 hours, proper consciousness, energy, spirit healing session. And that's something that can be really like reach in and pull out of the thing. And um, so any of that speaks to you, my availability is on the website. If you're being called towards the consciousness healing, then you should email me because that's not an option on my website just yet. And I'll send you a personal direct link for that offering. Um, Now, I really want to talk to you all about the We Said No conference. This is something that I move through life as a 303 life path. I move through life responding to calls. That is my job as a 303. I respond to calls. I never know where the next call is going to come from or when it's going to happen. But when it does, my job is to simply respond to it. And this was something that came through maybe about a month ago now. Um, I don't know. I don't, I don't fully recall the string of events that happened. I think I just reshared something about the COVID vaccines and how there's more evidence now, more research has been done, so more evidence is coming out around, yes, we were right. These things were experimental, and there's a whole bunch of crazy stuff in them that you don't want to have anything to do with. Um, and I think I just asked everybody to, like, I was just curious. I'd love to hear the stories for those of you that said no to this experiment. What are your stories? Like, yeah, there's stuff that happened from people lost their jobs. We got blamed for the spread and for people dying. We weren't allowed to go to ceremonies, we couldn't visit our elderly. Like, our family abandoned us, neglected us, and discarded of us. Like we had people lost their homes and relationships, and people were dobbing on each other. And like it was a fucking traumatic time, And so I simply just put a story up and like, hey, I'd love to hear your story. And the response that I got from that was, I mean, it was actually heart shattering. The stories that people had shared with me, and I could feel, even though it was just a written message, I could feel the energy that was still being held, still being carried. It hasn't gone away. It hasn't gone away. And that's not okay with me. And I know that they are banking on us simply forgetting and moving on. And that's not, no, something significant happened to us. And yes, I know a lot of us would say how and would feel a lot of gratitude towards that time because it was like the cream rise to the top. And there's soul family that now exists in the world that connect us that would not have happened if that didn't happen the way that it happened. But that doesn't take away from the trauma that was caused. And if I know anything about how they operate, and this is a 9 here, they especially do not want us to heal from that time. Above all, the trauma they caused during that time was intentional. They intentionally caused that trauma because that is what fragments us, programs us, and sets us up for what's to come. Above all, they do not want us to heal from this time. This is why I was called for this, to do this. So I decided that I'd put together a conference space, an online space, where those of you who did not get the COVID vaccine, you got stories, you have trauma. And this conference, this online space, this space is not only your opportunity to heal via being heard and held in a space that the whole intention is to heal, to release, to let go, to move through. But it's also It's also going to unite us. The isolation that was caused through this time, a lot of us became very isolated very quickly, and there's still many of us out there that are still very isolated. So this conference is the opportunity to have us united, right? To bring us together. And if we can do this and we can heal at as a collective from this majorly traumatic world event that impacted us on such a cellular level, this is going to make fucking waves energetically among us all and in throughout the world. So there's literally no better time to do this than September. So I want to invite you all to join me on the We Said No conference. We said fucking no. Okay. And there's two ways that you can join. The first one is you can join with the intention to share your story. Like you're ready to go public. Like this is everyday people. This is just, the nurses, the teachers, the mums, the dads, everyday people. You're the ones I want to hear this, and I want to hear from as many of you as possible. I have a story, right? So I want to hear from you. I want you to be part of this. This is likely going to make waves. I really want this to go freaking viral. I want our voices heard. The unvaccinated that fucking got blamed for the death of people, that got shut out, that weren't allowed to come. Family shut you out. I want to hear your freaking voices. I want those voices heard. The world needs to know. They need to know. Your friends that let you down, your family that let you down, they need to hear it. They need to hear it. People are not getting out of this. We get to heal. That's what we get. We get to heal. This is going to act as such a service to the new world. So, so the first way is if you've got a story and it's time for you to be held and to heal and you're ready for that, then I want you to jump on. This is free. I'm not charging any money for this. This is free. It is completely, my soul is just completely of service to this. Utterly. It is unfair that we would have to pay for to come together. It's unfair. So this conference is there's no charge. Okay. There's no charge. The second way is if you may have a story to share, but you may still be feeling too vulnerable. So you want to join, but you want to hold space. Okay. You're welcome. Yes, please. Okay. So the first way is that you have a story and you're ready to share it and you're ready to be public with it. And I will say you can, you can remain anonymous even in your sharing. Okay. So you change your name on Zoom, keep your, keep your video down. If that's what will make, have you be comfortable and feel safe because it will be a public video. It will likely be spread around. Um, then you can absolutely do that. I hope not everybody does that because the seeing your face and hearing your voice, your real story is what will be so impactful. But you can that obviously the option is to remain anonymous as well. Okay. So that's the first way. The second way is if you want to just, if you want to, you may have a story, but you want to just hold space and just be there to hold space. Okay, and join me in the holding of that space. Okay. Um, please, 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 please. And you may change your mind throughout as well. So that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Um, I've created an event page on my website. Go to georginagrace.net/we said no. Just go to my website and go to the events and workshops pages. And it's the top event. You can't miss it. And just register, just RSVP register. I ask you questions in the booking form. Make sure you specify whether you intend to share a story or you intend to hold space. Just so that I can manage the timing of everything. This may, depending on how many people we have join and how many people want to share their stories, it may turn into a series because I have a feeling that it will, because as people watch this after the fact, that it may inspire them and they may want to come and share their stories also. And so, of course, like we'll do a second one, you know what I mean? And there's also so many layers to this time. Like there were also just the mandates and the curfews and the food restrictions and all of this stuff. So there are so many layers to it. The first, I'm focusing on the COVID vaccine mandates. That's what this first one is going to be about. So I really, really, really would love every single one of you that is listening to this and that this applies to join me in the We Said No conference. It is being held this Saturday, so Saturday, the 13th of September, from 2 p.m. Victoria time, which is Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you're in Australia, and that works for you, please join. Please, please, please join. If you're international and that time works for you, please join. We are a collective. We are in this together. Okay. So, Saturday, the 13th of September, I'll put all the links below. Please join. This is a double nine energy month. This is the time to freaking bring healing to this. And your stories need to be heard. They are potent. I am going to be facilitating and holding the space and cultivating the safety in the space and intentionally causing and creating a space that will heal. You will come away from it. A piece of you will be healed, if not just in simply being heard. Right? We've all shared our stories individually to friends, et cetera. But as a collective, with this intense intention to actually bring healing, I'm telling you, this space is going to be potent. All right. So, Saturday, the 13th of September, from 2 p.m. Sydney time. Head to the website, RSVP. It is 100% free of charge. It's just going to cost your time, your energy, your vulnerability, and your willingness. That is it. As many people as possible. Share this video with all your peeps, with all your soul fam, with all your conspiracy theorist friends. Share it, get it out there, send the link out, get as many people as possible on this thing. Let's get this thing going viral. All right. Sending so much love out to you all. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and being here. I feel so much gratitude for every single one of you. I love you all so, so, so very much. And I got you all. I know you got me. We're in this and we're doing it and we're fucking smashing it. I have a feeling that this conference may get me in a little bit of trouble and I'm kind of really excited about it. So help me get in big, big, big trouble. I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm just allowing the calling to guide me, allowing my heart to guide me. This is the right thing. This is the right thing. Someone had to freaking do it. Here we are. We're doing it. All right. GG out.